Peace. Woo. What's up, what's up, what's up? So I am Rabe from Trill Alchemy. Rabe, your Trill Alchemist. And Trill Alchemy is where spirit meets science. So today we're going to do something a little bit different, y'all. Peace, come on in here. Let me know y'all in here. We're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about channeling. Hey Janae. Hey Tina. So normally when I come on, I'm usually teaching. So I usually have, some notes. I've thought about what I'm going to say, but tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk a little bit about channeling. So I'm going to teach you about channeling, talk to you a little bit about my experiences with channeling. And then Spirit has been on me to offer some, hey Samanya, pieces, to offer some channeled readings or scans and even healing for anybody who's up for it. And let me just give y'all the reason. So the way Spirit always works with me is that whenever I am trying to transition, transform, transmute something within myself, number one, it appears as a problem for me, right? It appears as a problem, as a scary moment. And then I always get presented with a choice. And the choice usually is you can confront it and work through it and push through it. And the way that I push through is that Spirit is always like, you need to share more of yourself from this place of vulnerability. So today, the way they want me to share with y'all is through channeling. Okay, so let's talk about channeling. What is channeling? Has anybody ever heard of channeling? Has anybody ever experienced channeling? You probably have and don't even know it. Channeling is something that everybody has the capability of doing, but I'm not going to say everybody is ready for it. Everybody has not prepared their vessels to do it. It takes a great deal of spiritual openness, of spiritual groundedness, of spiritual connection, of spiritual trust. It takes your nervous system being in good health. It takes a lot of things for you to be ready to channel. But what channeling is when you open yourself up to have a soul-to-soul conversation with higher guidance, okay? So a lot of times when you see me looking up like this, it's not that I'm thinking. Most of the times when I am doing these lives, I am transmitting energy from another guide, okay? And sometimes I have to take the time to pause it in my brain to translate it. When I'm working on clients, I actually speak in a different language because they don't want me to break that connection. And so it comes out just fluid in this other language. And if we do some channel stuff tonight, then y'all will probably get to hear that language. But it's when you are speaking soul to soul with higher guidance, okay? Channeling is different than mediumship. Mediumship is when you are speaking soul to soul with a spirit that has been in this realm, okay? Sometimes sometimes ancestors do come through, but that's the big difference between mediumship and channeling. You've probably seen people channel. If you've heard of Abraham Hicks, there's people that channel starseed messages. There's people, they get on stage, they empty out their vessels, and they allow another vessel of higher energy and higher vibration to speak through them, okay? That's what happens during channeling. For me, when I first started doing healing work, I could not do this. Channeling requires you to step out of your ego. When you channel, you have to really almost be in a trance-like state, which means that you have to shut off your conscious mind. You have to shut down your ego. You have to shut off any expectations you have of, is this coming in right? Your nervous system has to be clear. You have to be grounded. This is why I teach grounding to anybody that I work with. But hey, Tina, you have to be grounded. And then you open up and the messages start to come through. So what does that feel like? For me, it typically feels like Number one, I feel whole. When I'm Peace, Manisha, when I'm receiving channeled messages, it's like any part of my body or my spirit that had any kind of gap. So let's say sometimes we have crazy days, we experience crazy things, and it leaves you feeling outside of yourself. And so when I channel, it's like I'm connecting into another source that completely fills up those gaps. It fills it up with wisdom. It fills it up with understanding. It fills it up with peace. It fills it up with healing. It fills it up with reassurance. It fills it up with all of the things that I need. Okay? Peace, Bobby. And so, for me, my energy increases. My heart rate increases. I get to talking fast. Let's see. It feels like you're at home. Okay? It feels like it's kind of indescribable, but there is an energy increase. There's a heart rate increase. There's a sense of knowing. Channeled messages usually flow at a different speed because, like I said, they come in like packets of energy. And so it doesn't get like, it's not as dense as English. And so it usually moves very, 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 very quickly, channeled energy. Let's see. And if, I know this is a topic that a lot of people aren't very familiar with. So if you have any questions, like if you've ever wondered, if you, anything, even if you have a question about your personal state and what's going on with you right now, and, something that's you dealing with right now, and you want to see if a channel message can come through for you and you are open to that, then, don't be scared. Go on and drop a little comment in there and we'll get to it in a little bit. So, let's see. What keeps most people from being able to channel? I would have to say the ego, if anything, and so let me just tell you about my journey. Okay. When I started healing, I went from knowing nothing about spirituality, like nothing at all, to being thrown into not just healing myself, but I jumped into learning how to heal. You open to a message if late? Okay, cool, sis. I jumped into learning how to heal other people, okay, off the rip. Like it wasn't no in between. It wasn't no baby steps. It was you don't know nothing to now you in the fire, right? So when I first started, I didn't have any spiritual confidence. I didn't have any confidence in okay, peace, sis. Good. So when I take in a second, I'm going to open up and we'll ask if you have to give me something specifically that you want to get an answer on, okay? And then I'll have to ask about it. So when I started this, I was very much in my head. And so, like I said, you have to be able to bypass your conscious mind, and you have to develop a trust in that bypass, because so many of us, we are raised on trusting our mental faculties. If we can't think it through, if we can't see it through, if we can't measure it, if we can't make logical sense of it, then we don't know how to trust it. So much of it is getting out of that mode of validation. Okay, and needing to have validation in order for you to believe something, because so much when you channel, it is you trusting your intuition, it's you trusting how it feels within your body, it's you trusting what your clear perception is, and we'll talk about those in a second. But so for a lot of people can't even trust themselves. A lot of people don't even trust that other people could deliver these kinds of messages to them with clarity, so they don't trust that they could ever be able to receive these kinds of messages for themselves. Okay, so that's one of the biggest hurdles. A second thing is most of us know nothing about what grounding and being grounded and being like really rooted really is, and why it's so important. So we've been taught that grounding is just going outside and walking bare feet, and that's symbolic. Okay, that's cute. But when I talk about grounding, I talk about it from a procedure. Like it's something like when I get ready to heal, the first thing I do is go through a procedure of grounding myself. Okay. When I teach people how to do this, the first thing I teach them is how to ground. When I talk about grounding, it is when you connect your body, your energy body, to the energy of the earth, and you allow this transmission of energy to go back and forth. So you're releasing at the same time as you are receiving. Most of us can't even trust enough to just allow. Allowing is a practice that most of us have to learn because we are conditioned to push. We're not conditioned to just allow. So once you can learn how to allow this energy to come up, I teach this in my Pray Like an Alchemist class. Like, we get into real science in there because it's a part of, it amplifies your prayer. But when you are able to ground, then you can open up your channel of transmission. So that's another reason. Adrian says, if you're channeling, how do you let the higher being know when you're done or when it's done? Most of the time, they let you know when it's done or when it's done, okay? Because you got to think, for them to come and give you something, right? You want to be open to receiving the fullness of what it is. And that's not to say you don't have any control over it. So a lot of people think that once you open yourself up to channel, once I open my third eye, I'm just open to all kind of attack. I'm open to anything. I got to keep my head wrapped in the headscarf. No, okay? You have to give permission for a being to speak to you, okay? You give the permission in energetics, though. It's not always verbally, yes, come in. You give it in terms of your energetic. Now, when you learn how to create strong spiritual barriers, okay, which are reflective of the barriers you set for yourself in 3D and with other people. So if you don't have strong barriers in 3D, you're not going to have the discipline to have strong enough spiritual barriers to be able to do this kind of work safely. So you got to check yourself. Like, it's everybody want to jump straight in, want to jump into this kind of stuff, but they don't want to do the self-check work first. So you got to have strong enough barriers to where you energetically, there's no barrier, there's no breach to where there's a barrier and there is no breach to where these entities can just come in and take over you. So you have to work on that. Grounding is a way that you work on building the barriers of your aura, okay? But yeah, so usually, Adrian, you give the permission, you open up the space, you do some things to clear your mind, your body. You have to separate from your mind. You have to separate from your heartbeat. You have to separate from your breathing and identify with the core of who you are, okay? It's a practice that that you go through and you teach, that I teach. And then you feel the energy come in. And at first, it's kind of subtle. At first, you don't even, sometimes you might doubt is that really it? Is that really what that was? But as you build more of that trust, as you allow your vessel to be more open, it comes in stronger. It's a relationship as well, working with higher spirit. It's a relationship. You have to develop. They trust you, but they know that you don't necessarily trust them. And so they are respectful of your boundaries when you have those boundaries in place. And so the transmission comes in. You'll feel all of the changes that are specific to you, okay? What about Reiki? Hey, sis. Okay, so I got thoughts about Reiki. I'm going to talk to you about that. So, then the energy will come in. It's like it'll be an energetic download. You'll feel it, you'll receive it, and then it'll kind of just like shut off, okay? And so I had a friend who was a channeler, and her third eye was in reverse, okay? So she didn't have balance. Like she needed to get some healing work done to kind of like regulate, so that it had an efficient regulator on it. Your chakras have regulators on them, and when there's not in balance, hers was open in the wrong direction, and she would get flooded with this channel energy. She didn't have protection in her aura. She didn't know how to seal her aura. She let herself be open, and so all kinds of entities would just come in and work on her, and she would be like, I'm channeling all night and they won't let me go. But she didn't have the proper boundaries in place. Okay, so Leslie, you want to know about Reiki. All right, so I have my thoughts about Reiki. Reiki, for those who don't know, Reiki is a form of energy healing, okay? Reiki is great. Okay, Reiki helps you clear and balance your chakras. I'm a proponent of Reiki. I'm a Reiki master, but I will tell you that Reiki is becoming outdated spiritual technology. And that's just what Spirit has told me. Reiki is based off of, for those who've never been initiated into Reiki, you know, you go, they initiate some symbols into your hand, and you are, you know, now your vessel is able to receive this energy and you can give it to other people. The thing about Reiki is that Reiki, which is different from the form of energy healing that I practice and what I teach, and that's why I'm speaking on it in this way, because I have experiences with both. Reiki is not as tangible energy. Reiki is not as protected, because in Reiki they don't teach you how to ground and how to protect your aura and seal yourself up. The energy is not as tangible. That's what people who are the practitioners and the clients have said. And like I said, I feel like it's outdated spiritual technology. I feel like there are other forms of energy healing that are more effective and more in tune with the new vibration of what's going on now. So you have to, you know, like with what I do, a lot of what I do is just clearing out energy, but it's also giving people energetic downloads for what is needed for them to go to the next level. Reiki is not that in depth. Reiki doesn't deal with past life energy. Reiki doesn't deal with all 7 layers of the energy body. So Reiki is cool, but it leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. And that's just from, I'm a master energy healer, so that's just my opinion. But yeah, I don't, if you want to learn Reiki, I say go for it, but I would say don't stop there. Okay. It's a good introduction. All right. Let's talk about your clair. Okay. So you've heard people say I'm clairvoyant, I'm clairaudient. Me, I'm clairsentient. And so what that is your individual way of perceiving spiritual energy. Okay. So for me, I'm clairsentient. I feel it in my body. I feel it in it. Like when something comes in, I feel it in every cell in my body. I don't necessarily see stuff. Sometimes I do, but that's not my strong suit. I don't hear things audibly. I don't smell, and that's clairaudient. Some people can smell spiritual messages, you know. Some people sense different colors or see, that's not me. Mine is clairsentient. So one thing, as you start to work more with spirit, you want to figure out what your strongest high sensory perception method is. Okay. And that just comes through practice. It comes through meditation. It comes through opening yourself up to receive messages from spirit. People always focus on opening the third eye, but when you start to receive spiritual messages, they come in through your throat chakra. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have all these channels clean and you're keeping them open and flowing in the right direction. Tina says, how can my ego break away from a sense of control? Surrender. It ain't no other way but to surrender. Like, it's usually, you know, we fight to hold on to the shit that we don't need, the shit that we need to let go of the most. So look at what you fighting to hold on to the most, and force yourself to let it go, because if you don't, then the universe has a way of coming in and doing that for you, and you don't really want it to have to get to that point. So, you know, the easiest way to break a habit is to create a new habit in its place. So for me today, I was going through some stuff. Like I told you, I was going through a personal challenge, and the one thing I wanted to do is to coil up and feel sorry for myself and wallow in a why not, why is it not this way? And I knew that that would be counterproductive to what I needed to accomplish. And so what I actually did was say, I'm going to force myself to push through it and do something total opposite. The opposite of what I wanted to go do, I forced myself to come on here and go live and talk about channeling. This is not what I wanted. This was not what I thought was going to solve my problem, but in reality, it's the medicine that I needed. Okay, so stop being comfortable. The sense of control is where you are comfortable. Okay, you need to look at your childhood. Okay, let me just see. Tina wants to know about where that sense of control. Let me see. So I feel like you actually from childhood had a need to where you felt like you had to hold on to things. Like if you didn't hold on to it, then things would be taken away from you, okay? And so Spirit is saying that's not the case, and that's not your inheritance. And that's like that is not even worthy of you and where you are going, okay, Tina? And so Spirit is saying you have to relinquish the part of you that feels like there's not going to be enough, whether it is a person, whether it is love, whether it is money, whether it is food, whether it is whatever it is, where you feel like I have to hold on so tight. And it comes from your childhood. It comes from you having to hold on to things. Like, I don't know if you got brothers and sisters, if you ever had to like fight for food or something, but it comes from that kind of an energy where if I don't hold on to it, I'm going to see it walk out of the door. And Spirit is saying, I have gifted you with so much love, and I have given you so many examples of that not being the case, okay? That it is time for you. When are you going to trust it? If you don't trust it now, when will you ever trust it? Okay? Yoko ni alayo ko miyasi. Okosi analayako. See, you're in the industry, it's beautiful because this is all root chakra stuff. And I know the work that you're doing on a health level with your colonics business, and you got to understand Spirit is placing you even in that energy of working on that part of your body to help you heal things that are beyond the physical. You think it's all about healing your physical colon and down here in that area, and it's all about you doing repairs on your roots so you don't feel like you have to hold on, okay? Yeah, cool. That I'm going to have enough. Absolutely. Absolutely. Root chakra work, okay? Tina, but it comes from some I don't know what you couldn't, I don't know what element of life was scarce in childhood, but that's what it's coming from. But Spirit is saying, I'm giving you so many examples of that being beneath you and not of you right now. Okay, honey? All right. Let me see. Oh, Ashanti says she in school to become a doula. Look at you bringing life into this world. Look at you, sis. Okay, I'm not gonna share your story without your permission, but that's major. Okay. Leslie says, when I'm still, I have visions of things to come, and they've actually happened. Congratulations, sis. Pat yourself on the back. Hey, peace. Okay, let's see. Hey, Tatiana. Okay, so you're more than welcome, Tina. So for those of you who came in a little bit late, we're talking about channeling. And I opened up today, and Spirit was like, you need to do, if people have something that they want to answer on, give them a channel and message. And that Spirit one just came through for Tina. Nate, you need to give me something that you want to ask about. Ashanti, I helped you so much. Thank you for saying that, sis. It was my honor. Okay, so let's talk about some more. Okay. Let's see. Who say they scared? She said you're never scared. Okay. So Nate, let me know. Let me know what you want, what aspect, what you having a problem with, love, and we can talk about it. Anybody else too, if you want to see what just comes through from Spirit. Oh, LaDonna says, what spirit language are you speaking? LaDonna, I wish I had a name for it, but it is my home language. Okay, so when I was going through a spiritual initiation, a person that was sent to guide me opened up my heart. I had energy that was getting blocked in my heart due to so much pain that I had gone through. Okay, and once he opened my heart up, he said, this is going to open you up to your home language, and you are to speak it as often as you can, because it's going to save your life. And it literally does. So when I work and when I channel and when I go into trance, that's how Spirit speaks to me. And then I have to translate it into English. Okay. Hold on, y'all. My son walking in. Hey, Dolph, I'm live. Okay. You have fun? Okay. So Nate, you want to know. So Nate, Nate, so let me just tell you how my work works. I'm not a predictor. I don't do like psychic predictions, okay? If you have something that you're trying to overcome and you want some guidance on, that's the realm we working in today. What does Spirit have to say about your career and freedom? Okay. Let's see. For Shondell. Shondell, are you feeling like Shondell, you say you want freedom, but do you really want what is required? Are you like, okay. See, there's a discord. There's a state of discord. It's called having a double mind. Okay? And there's something that you need to resolve that is an element, I don't want to say self-sabotage because that sounds so general, but it is a double-mindedness in you that wants the freedom, but not necessarily is it goes in a lie. Yeah, yeah, of course, it's even a part of you that is like, if this freedom comes, I feel like you feel that almost like there's a guilt associated with it, an underlying subconscious guilt, almost that if you get it, I don't know if it's that other people won't have it, that other people haven't been able to do it, but what that does is it sets up an element of self-sabotage in you. And so you're fighting against yourself right now. You're fighting against yourself, and you have this part of you that wants it very, 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 very badly. You have a part of you that is even willing to put some work into it. But then there is a part of you that feels a sense of guilt on the inside. Even when a little bit of it is experienced and tasted, it experiences a sense of guilt on the inside. And so it shuts the process of flow down, and it almost starts you back over from point A. Okay? So what you need to work on, you need to work on accepting the pleasure that comes with your power. You need to work on accepting, it's all sacral chakra. You need to be able to work on accepting the pleasure that comes with success. There is something in you that is blocking your pleasure. Like it won't allow the pleasure. So you know that freedom is going to bring a certain element of pleasure to you, but on the inside, it's almost like a guilt that won't allow that to fully manifest in your life, okay? So that's what I feel like you need to work on. That's what Spirit is saying. Sacral chakra. Let me see. Ooh. Hold on, y'all. I be blinking and my contacts be getting messed up. Tatiana said, how can I tell when I'm channeling? Because it feels like it happens often, and I think I doubt myself. We talked about that in the beginning. So at first, your ego is going to want to tell you tripping, okay? You can ask Spirit to give you a sign. When I first started working with my spirit guides, I asked them, give me a physical sign. So number one, I know that it's real. And number two, I know that it's a benevolent spirit that I'm working with. Okay. So they started off. So I just talked about my eye twitching, right? I didn't always do this, but they started off when I first met this one guide, and I'm going to tell you, it was dope. Let me tell y'all this story. So I started doing this healing work. See, I feel them in my body. I started doing this healing work, maybe 2009, 2010. And I was introduced to my spirit guide. And when I met her, she told me her name was Etawa, okay? And I was working with this energy for like 2 years. Then I started following this teacher on YouTube, and not on you before YouTube, but Blog Talk at the time. He was a master astrologer, and he was having an event. And me and my homegirl was like, we're going to go to the event. It's for the solstice. We knew it was in Atlanta. We didn't know all the specifics. So on day one of the event, the first place we go is to an Indian mound. And I didn't know where we were going. We get to the Indian mound, and the name of the reservation is what? Etowah Mounds, the same name as my spirit guide. So when I walk into these mounds, for y'all that don't know, the mounds are the pyramids in the North America, on this continent. When I walk into these mounds, I'm immediately drawn to the ground, like of worship. And we go onto the mound where the elite of the tribe used to live. So it was where the priests and the leaders, the chiefs and the healers, where they were all buried in this mound. And I had a spiritual initiation on this mound, but it was the same name of the guide that had been given to me 2 years before. Okay, I just had to share that because it's a cool story. I met my twin flame on that mound. Okay. But anyway, when I met Etowah the first time, I asked her to give me a sign that it was her. And the sign she gave me was my eye would twitch. And at the time, it would just be like, it would just twitch a little bit. Okay? So that's how I knew it was her. So you can ask them to give you a physical sign in your body. From that, it grew to now when I'm channeling, my eyes flutter like stupid. But that's the sign. So yeah, Tatiana, ask them to give you a sign so that way you don't have to doubt. Raquel, I'd like to know, am I on the right spiritual path? You always on the right spiritual path. I ain't even got to answer that. Now, what's right and what's wrong is what you got to let go of. Okay? Stop trying to put yourself in a position of where you are supposed to be. If you're on this path right now, it's for a reason. It's either to show you to go further into this direction or to make a change. Okay? So now your job is to begin to trust what it is showing you. Okay? So now you ask yourself for the guidance, where do I go next? It's not about being on a right or wrong path right now. It is about align me with my best next step. Thank you for thank you that I'm always on the right path. Now, because I can be open to knowing that, I can trust that you are always going to align me to the right next step. Okay? So you don't have to ask those kinds of questions. You're always on the right path. What does Spirit say about you finding a partner? Seriously. I'm gonna come back to that one, sis. Hold on, let me see. I don't know. I gotta see it. If it come in, I'll answer it. So, Lauren, you say I'm feeling some thick energy on me, particularly near the womb, feeling drained. Spirit got any insights? Let me see. Have you been painting? Have you been doing artwork? Lauren? Have you been creating? Now see, I know a little bit too much about your story where I can get in your ass a little bit. But I need to know first if, nope, boom. Okay, next. You hard-headed. You hard-headed. You hard-headed. And you already know what happens when you don't express that energy that Spirit is putting on you. So all this, and see, I know you because me and you, we do a lot of the same thing. We get caught up in a lot of our mental focuses, like trading and all the other things that we feel like we have to do mentally, and we don't trust where our creation is going to take us. That's the precise reason that Spirit made me sit my ass right down here today, because I was caught up in trading and engineering all day long, and it had fucked my head up. And Spirit, and I was going into this spiral, okay? And Spirit was like, go do your thing and pour out, Rabbe. So that's what I had to sit down to do to read me that. I had to go do the exact opposite of what I wanted to do, but what I needed to do. So Lauren, you already know what you need to do. You welcome, Tatiana. Peace, Leo. Sunshine. I'm having an issue with being overgiving and releasing toxicity, allowing blessings and not blocking, feeling guilty for shining at my highest. A subconscious need to dim my light. Sunshine, you doubt the impact that you have on people. Like, you I feel like you have an inkling of, you see it a lot because you give feedback in your classes, but I don't think you really understand that it goes beyond the mechanics of what you do. You don't give yourself enough credit. Yoko nela yoko miya yasi. Yoko se nela yoko miya yo ya yasi ono shasha se kito nela yo yasi. Yoko miya yoko niya yasi. There's almost a sadness, almost a feeling of despair, a feeling of wanting to just break out and break through. I understand that feeling very much. I feel like there's a call to be pulled beyond the current definitions. Like you wear a lot of different hats and are defined by a lot of different roles, but there is a spark in you, and a level of impact that you are to have in the world that goes beyond any of these roles right now. Yes, you are an incredible mother, Spirit is saying. Yes, you are a great wife. Yes, you are a teacher. But there is something that you are discounting in terms of how, when you put yourself out there, how you actually touch. They keep showing me E.T., how E.T. had that finger and he would touch and it would light up somebody. Like, you doubt that, okay? A lot of that conditioning comes from, a lot of it, I can only speak for me, it came from parents and how they taught us how to see ourselves, okay? And for me, my own personal experience, I knew I had this light inside of me as a child, but I was always taught that there was no place for it. I was always taught that it was wrong for me to shine it and express it in the way that was so natural to me. So I had to make it fit inside these boxes. And so I became very good at things within the boxes. But when it came to challenging and expressing what was really on the inside, it terrified the fuck out of me. Okay, and that's what I feel like. Spirit is showing me that the light inside of you is actually so much brighter than you've ever been given permission. It's a permission. All you have to do is give yourself the permission that was never given to you as a child. All you have to do is give yourself that permission. Okay. And when you work, Spirit is always saying, like, see yourself with this finger, and that you are touching these people and you are giving them something that only you can give them. Feeling guilty for shine. Yeah, that's where that come from. She said, girl. Who said girl? Hold on, y'all. I can't keep. I'm way up here. I'm probably 15 minutes behind on the comments, but I want to get to everybody comment. Amiria said, I feel like I've heard this language before. So beautiful. When I heard you speak it, my foot tingled. I feel it like it's something to do with my star root chakra a bit. Yes. So, matter of fact, y'all share this video. Share some light on your timeline, okay? For real. Because the thing about the language is that it transmits a healing energy, okay? Whether you can understand it, whether you can comprehend it, whether you can make sense of it or not, it transmits a healing energy, okay? That impacts people in the individual way that they need to be impacted. So I don't have to question, is it the right thing to say? When I trust myself and just let it flow, I know that it's going to deliver what needs to be delivered, okay? Everybody has this language, has their own language inside of them. I promise you, you have a language that predates your earthly existence and is so much grander than your earthly level of understanding. My foot, if I could show you my foot is going like this too, it's tingling, okay? You welcome, Raquel. Let's see. Oh, hey, my hot Debbie. When you dropping that baby girl? Okay. Leo, what does Spirit say you should teach? So the thing about, let me see, Leo. Yoko, yeah, see? Yoko Nelaya, see? See, Leo, you have a way also of making the spiritual into something that is like, a lot of people can't grasp spirituality because they can't make logical sense of it. And so what Spirit is saying with you is that you have the gift, because you can see both sides of it as well. You have the gift of making spirituality something very logical and something very digestible for people. Let's see. Yoko nelaya ko. Yoko miaya, see? Leo, they want you to spend some time doing just some conscious stream of writing, because I do feel like if you really open yourself up, that a channel, not only a channel message, but a channel curriculum can be downloaded into you. You really just have to make the request. And I don't feel like this is something that, I don't feel like you need any kind of extra tools to like bring this kind of message in. I feel like it's actually right there waiting for you. I feel like it's also something that you can begin to try to access in the dream state, so you can request to be brought to where this message resides in the dream state. And in the dream state, you'll receive it. And then when you wake up in the morning, like get up early in the morning and wake up and just set an intention to be open and channel and just write what comes out. And I feel like Spirit has a curriculum, if not a curriculum, a book or something that is to be downloaded into you. But I feel like it's a bridge between spirituality and technology. That's what I keep hearing. It's a bridge between spirituality and technology. And it's something about it that you haven't seen it this way before. And they're going to give you this aha moment that is going to make it so plain and clear. And then it's just going to start flowing. Okay, but you can access that information, like you can ask to be brought to where that information resides in the dream state. Okay, work with, I don't know what animal, it just see and it cut off. So I don't know what animal. I was trying to get an animal for you to work with, but yeah. Nuru, I thought you was at the birthday party. Where is my baby? It's his birthday. Nala, Spirit, why do I feel so stuck and stagnant? Hold on, let me clear myself out. Nala, I want to see your picture, Nala. Nala, where do you live? I feel like your stagnancy might have to do with your location. I feel like if you haven't recently moved, you need to move. You need to change locations. You need a sharp invigoration of new energy. And you need to be somewhere where you can draw energy from somewhere natural. I feel like you are just depleted. I feel like you have given all that you can in a particular space, in a particular setting. That might be your job, it might be your house, it might be your physical location. But Spirit is saying you need to physically move. Okay? You need to move. You need to reset. And I can only say they work wonders. It has worked wonders for me when I have done it, but that is specific to what I'm hearing for you. If you haven't already done it, I feel like that's what you need to do. Let me see. You in Chicago. Bye. Get out. I knew it. It's too dense for you there. Get the fuck out of Chicago. It's too dense. It's too dense. It's too dense for you. You gotta go somewhere that is like pristine in energy for a little while. It doesn't have to be permanent. I don't know what you do, but if you ask Spirit to really open up the pathway for you to make a move, it will happen. Okay, but that's what you need. Chicago is too dense for you and it's draining you. I'm sorry, that might not be what you wanted to hear, but that's what it is. She said I was gonna ask Spirit, should I move? Boom, boom. Wowzers. Okay. All right, let me go back up to Nate. Nate, I want you to come back if you're still on here. I really want to help you with your question, but it just, the way it was asked is not how I can't get an answer. Nene, did I get to yours? Let me see. Nene. Knee to the knee. Anybody else? James, are you on the right path? James, give me some more information. Give me some more information, James. That's too vague. Okay, Barbara, what does Spirit say about me finding a partner? I hope you're still here, Barbara. I didn't mean to go gloss over you, but I had to wait. You're cool. So, Barbara, your spirit team, they're saying that they want to bless you with support, okay? Like, they want to clear this up. They're like, we understand, we see where you are, and they understand everything that you feel. Everything that you feel. They understand the loneliness. They understand feeling like you do a lot on your own. They understand this feeling. I'm feeling like just like a what's the word I'm looking for? Because it's not necessarily a pain, but it's like a void. They understand that. Okay? Yo call me ataya no so. Yeah, yo call yeah, see. Ya tiene la yo ya así. Eko se na la yo comía ya tino so se que na yo no ma yo comía ta ya na ya. Ayo comía ya si no la yo comía tía sonia ya así. Ayo comía ta no la yo comía ayo sonia la yo comía so se ni la yo con. So what they're doing right now, yo ye con la yo sonia ye con ye no ma si yo comía si so ye comía ta sonia la yo comía ta con la yo comía si. They're making repairs to your heart. They're making repairs to your heart right now. Bioko biatia no so me la yo comía ta ya sa sa se no la yo con la yo comía ta. There were so many. There were like rips and tears and debris left in it. Yo mi ataye yo mi asi. Yo mi atayo so I see no pae ko I see. Iko na la yo mi so na la yo ko. Yo ko yes na la yo ki so na la yo mi asi so sarai. And they said there wasn't any room for us to bring you what we needed to. Yo ko be asi. Yo ko. Yes. So they want you to spend some time surrendering what's in your heart, giving it up, because you've held on to so much in your heart for fear of not having anything there. So you've chosen to hold on to things that don't serve you and that are actually a deterrent for true love coming in. And so they're saying if you can trust even for us to make room and create a vacancy, even if it's just for a little while, and be okay. And be okay with this being clear for a little while. And now they're feeling it. So they want you to understand just how in this simple process of you allowing a little bit of room to be made, how you can alchemize your they gone. My bad. They gone. Not my bad. But Barbara, they had more work for you than message, okay? So that transmission was for you. All right, mama. Yeah, I want to say I'm sorry because they just kind of took over with that. Oh, okay. Nala says she been wanting to move for so long. You welcome, boo. Barbara, I hope you caught that. If not, I'm gonna have to tag you because that was for you. I hope you still on here. Okay? All right. Well, look. Hey, I want to encourage y'all. Oh, you wondering about your life path? What about your life path? Ain't it beautiful? Ain't it grand? What you want to know about it? Aquinas, my bad. What you want to know about it? So while I'm waiting on something else to come in. So, I encourage y'all to join me in, my Pray Like an Alchemist class. So I talk tonight about grounding, and I talk tonight about putting yourself in this state of being able to receive this energy. I teach you techniques on how to do that in my Pray Like an Alchemist class. You can still join it. It's available online. You can start it tonight. I hope y'all didn't peep my broken nail. It's online and available now. I encourage you, like, if you're looking for ways to, if you want to clear, okay? If you want to work with me one-on-one, because, you know, I'm here for that. We do this kind of work all the time. I do readings. The people around you. So as soon as you said the people around me, I got a sinking feeling in my gut. And I feel like you know about these people around you, but you don't want to admit what you know about these people around you. Like, Spirit is already telling me that you feel the contraction in your gut when you think about some of these people. And for whatever reason, you're not being honest to that. And so now I'm feeling it move up into my heart. It's like, maybe they've even hurt you in some way. But I felt a contraction as soon as you said that, Aquinas, or as soon as I read it. I feel like there's a process that you need to do of cleaning some house, and you really need to be honest. Like, you need to be honest and real and responsible with your gut level instincts, because what you don't want to do is to continue to dishonor those and then have Spirit say, okay, well, I'm just gonna go somewhere else with my guidance. This person don't want to listen. Like, I feel it in my gut. Like, it's making me like, ugh, okay. I don't know. Maybe we need to talk more about it. Maybe we need to get a reading if you got some specific answers. But I do feel like there are some people that you already have some insight, you already have a sense of knowing about, that they need to go, that they are blocking you from where you need to go on your path. Okay, it's even blocking the strength of the message that can come in. Like, the energy is coming in, but it's just getting stuck right here. It's not even able to flow within me. So that's how I know it's creating a blockage of your own flow. So why do you dishonor yourself like that? Why would you do that? Why would you ask? See, a lot of times we be asking for blessings, and then we don't understand that in order for the blessing to come in, you have to, like Ken Brisbane said all the time, you got to put something down to pick something up. And we be wanting to pick all this new shit up, but we don't want to let go of the stuff that we know is causing discord, because we feel it in our bodies. And you already feel it. So you ain't even got to ask me. The fact that you even asked lets you know that you already know. So stop playing with yourself. Stop playing yourself and stop playing with yourself. Have I ever channeled under psychedelics? No. The thing about psychedelics is that psychedelics take you within. They take you out. But for me, it's always such a personal healing for myself that I can't channel for anybody else. I ain't even thinking about nobody else if I'm on psychedelics. Now, I have encountered beings from other realms that have given me messages when I'm under psychedelics, but it wasn't what I would call a channeling. It was more so like an experience. You know, I'd have been shot straight into the heart of God on a psychedelic. It wasn't no channeling. You welcome, Aquinas. I hope that helped you. The message don't always be the love and the light. But anyway, y'all. Okay, so if nobody else has anything, y'all let me know if y'all enjoyed this. I'll do more of these if y'all really got some kind of benefit from it. You know, hit me up with a 1 if you thought this was worthwhile. Let me know. I'm trying to see how I'm supposed to be giving more to people. Give me some hearts, some likes, some hearts or something if you thought this was something that I should do again. All right, and I just want y'all to know it was pure. It was from the soul. I've never shared myself like this publicly. I came on here with 3 broke nails. All right, so all these answers are resonating deeply. They resonating deeply with me too, April. I'm glad they hitting you too. I'm glad they hitting you, sis. All right, I appreciate y'all's love. If anybody want to work with me, check me out over at trillalchemy.com. I got the I Ching class. Now, if you want to learn your own, like, let me tell you about I Ching, because I Ching is a form of divination. So when you're building your spiritual muscles, hey twin, when you're building your spiritual muscle, right, in order to be a clear channel, you need to work and develop your own form of divination. Not develop, but you need to work with the form of divination that builds these blocks of confidence within you. Okay. 3 broke nails, and I mend this spirits. 3 broke nails. So anyway, the I Ching. I teach I Ching, which is a form of divination. Comes from African spirituality, but it's taught mostly in the Asian tradition. You will learn it within an hour and a half. It's something that you can start practicing immediately to start strengthening your conversation and your relationship with higher self. So it's all about you trusting higher self more. So let me see. The I Ching class is available at trillalchemy.com. Pray Like an Alchemist is at trillalchemy.com. You can book a session. You can book a reading. April said, I'd be so grateful if you can tap in and see where my cat may be. Ooh, I don't know, April. I don't know. Spirit done told me to shut it down tonight, boo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I have to go. I have my auntie is pulling up. She's driving down here from Dallas, and so I got to get ready for her. I love y'all. And hey, y'all follow me. I'm trying to build my Instagram too, so go follow me at Trill Alchemy on Instagram, because I'm really going to be transitioning over there pretty soon. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.